Now that 2023 is about to be over, I am 100% focused into 2024. And one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on in 2024 is expansion, right? I want to increase my portfolio. Specifically, I want to add land to my portfolio as well as add some unique properties to add to our portfolio in our short-term rental business. What I mean by unique, right now, I'm kind of focusing on buying land and creating some kind of resort type deal, right? One of the things that I'm going to be heavily reliant on in this process is my business line of credit. So what I want to do in this video, I want to discuss the difference between a business line of credit and a credit card. And I'm going to give you 5 signs that will tell you if you are ready to apply for a business line of credit. Let's get into what's the difference between a business line of credit and a credit card. There's really 2 major differences because most of it really functions the same, right? There's a lot of flexibility that you have with your credit card and what you can use your credit card for. It's the same thing with a business line of credit. The major difference is going to be, number 1, the amount of credit that you can get. Usually, with a business credit card, you're probably going to be capped around the $100,000 range, depending on your credit score and how long you've been in business. Now, I've heard there's people that have higher limits, but usually I can tell you, well, from our personal experience, the $100,000 range is where it's usually capped for a business credit card. Like, for example, when I first got into business, my business credit card the limit was only $25,000. We have since grown that limit to $100,000, but it's been at $100,000 for the last 2 years. It hasn't gone up from that $100,000. Although we really haven't explored increasing that, but it's $100,000. Versus when I applied for my business line of credit, I was approved immediately for $250,000. Much different, much greater than my credit card. Next thing where there's going to be a big difference between a business credit card and a business line of credit is the interest rate. A business credit card, your interest rate is much higher than it is in a business line of credit. You can get a much lower interest rate in a business line of credit. So now let's get into what are the 5 key signs. The first one is what I mentioned, the reason why I got a business line of credit to begin with. And that's because we are in growth mode. If you are a business, whether you're starting out or you are been in business for a while and you're starting to look to grow, having a business line of credit is going to be essential because it's going to give you cash at hand. It's going to be immediate in case you need it to do whatever it is to grow your business, either to hire people, to buy equipment, for acquisition, doesn't matter. That business line of credit can help you achieve those goals that you need to grow. Number 2 is for any regular or irregular inventory needs. In the short-term rental industry, for us, our inventory needs are not as great as a traditional product type business, right? But we still need it. For example, we still have to purchase furniture. We still have to purchase supplies, bedding, paper towels, toilet paper. All that stuff needs to be available to us. So we have the regular inventory, but we may need some extra inventory, especially, again, because my idea is to grow my portfolio. So let's assume that we have something that happened to us back in 2022, where in 1 month we had 6 acquisitions, meaning we had 6 different properties that we acquired and that we were onboarding. I needed cash. I needed to buy a lot of furniture. I needed to buy a lot of bedding, a lot of dishware, and I needed that cash, right? That's where that comes in. Number 3 is your purchasing power. We all know, or we all heard the saying, cash is king. Especially today when the interest rates are so high, having cash is going to give you the ability to negotiate a better deal. I'm going to give you an example. Right now, we're in the process of negotiating several properties up north. And if I didn't have the ability to buy these in cash, I would lose a lot of purchasing power and I would lose a lot of leverage in the purchase. For example, one of the properties we're looking at has been under contract twice, and both times the deals fell through because of the interest rates that the interest rate took the buyers out of contention because they couldn't afford the property anymore because of the interest rates. So having that cash is going to be critical. The next is going to be for seasonal cash flow. I'm in Florida. Here we don't have a lot of my business is pretty steady year round. But that, we have properties in South America, properties in Europe, and like I just mentioned, we're starting to get into properties in the Georgia mountains and South Carolina mountains where that's going to be very seasonal. So we're going to need that cash flow during the seasonal periods. Now, you could be in a region in which you have the same situation, or you can be, there's natural lows and highs of your business, and having that cash flow just adds some security that you can weather those storms when they come in. Number 5 is along those storms, right, is just being prepared for the unexpected. You never know when something's going to happen, like COVID, right? Having $250,000 available to you to survive or sustain yourself during those unexpected moments is going to be critical for the long-term health of your business. That is why we have a line of credit. That is why I depend on my line of credit. That is why I'm doing this video, because I firmly believe that you should take advantage of these line of credit. Again, you don't have to use them. They can stay there forever and you don't have to touch them. And you only pay interest on the money that you actually use. So if you want to learn more on how to use or how to apply for a line of credit, then subscribe to this channel. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.